I have a complicated relationship with Alex Kidd in Miracle World. It's like being stuck between a rock and... Most people watching this video will already know about Alex Kidd, but just in case. Until the arrival of a certain blue hedgehog, more on that later, Alex Kidd was basically Sega's mascot, and Alex Kidd in Miracle World was the biggest pack-in game with the Sega Master System. So for a lot of European kids, because nobody in America bought this, Alex Kidd in Miracle World was the first game they ever played. In fact, it was the first game I ever played one magical Christmas at my cousin's house in the late 80s. And this is where it gets complicated, because arguably Alex Kidd in Miracle World is the most important game in my personal history. And I absolutely hate it. Alex Kidd's legacy can mostly be summed up in 5 words. Not as good as Sonic. You can also put not as good as Mario in there as well. I'm being a little unfair, I'll defend Alex Kidd in Shinobi World until the day I die, but there's a reason Sonic replaced Alex as Sega's mascot, and that Sonic replaced Alex Kidd in Miracle World as the Master System's pack-in game. Looking deeper though, there are another 5 words that Alex Kidd brings to mind. Total pain in the arse. I'll show you what I mean. Let's compare power-ups. With Sonic, if I want the power-up, I jump on the box. Now I'm invulnerable, except to drowning and entropy. This is an easy concept for kids and adults alike to understand, like Santa Claus or hating James Corden. So hello. With Alex Kidd, I need to punch to block, get the ring, punch aimlessly for a bit, read the manual, pause the console, select the ring, unpause the console, and then murder some diseased-looking birds from a safe distance. Try explaining that to a 4-year-old who's never played a game before. Compared to Sonic or Mario, Alex Kidd is clunky and unintuitive. It's a symptom of its age more than anything else, but it does make itself difficult to play. Don't get me wrong, I've got a weird affection for Alex Kidd as a character from my childhood and some sort of weird cultural underdog, and if he ever makes a cameo in Sonic movies, I'll absolutely lose my shit. But while Alex Kidd was good enough to get my attention, it wasn't good enough to keep my attention, and better options were available even back in the day. As some of you might know, Alex Kidd got the remastered treatment in 2021 from Merge Games and Janken Team. It's called Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX, sadly not the late 90s WWF crossover I was hoping for. In any case, they've done a lovely job. The remastered graphics are gorgeous, and the animation in particular gives wee Alex a sense of character that he might have lacked back in the day. Even better than that though, all the pain in the arse, difficult to play stuff I mentioned earlier is gone. The remaster comes with a lot of quality of life improvements, which mean you can actually just play the game. So that's exactly what I did. Turns out I still hate it, I just now hate it entirely on the merits of the design. Let's do another comparison. In Mario or Sonic, you jump on the head, the bastard is dead. It's the universal language of platform games. In Alex Kidd, if I don't have that ring I mentioned earlier, then I've got to get really close to the bastards and punch them to death. Except I've got a comically short reach for a child with such a big hand, so I've got to get up really, really, really close. Now in Mario or Sonic, the controls allow for slow and precise movement when required, like jumping between moving platforms for example. There's a sense of momentum, speed has to be built up. In Alex Kidd, you slide around the place at 60 miles an hour at all times, and the ground feels like it's coated in more baby oil than P. Diddy's house. And if you do go looking for that ring I mentioned earlier, sometimes it's not the ring, it's the actual Grim Reaper. And then he chases you down and he kills you, like it's his job or something. And then there's Janken. Janken. Some of the boss fights in Alex Kidd in Miracle World are an actual game of rock, paper, scissors. Now later in the game you get a magic ball which tells you what the boss is thinking, but until then the game doesn't actually tell you how to win, and you can't employ anything you've learned previously in the game because the boss fight doesn't include running, or jumping, or swimming, or magic rings, or punching weird birds to death. Instead you get a game of trial and error and blind luck, except it also kills you, and then restarts the game, and then presumably it just p***s on you as well. And that's the biggest problem for me, the unfairness, not the p***, because you can be left staring at a game over screen for something that's not actually your fault. Being difficult is fine. Being difficult is sometimes what keeps you coming back to a game because you're chasing that sense of achievement. It's pretty much the core concept of games like Contra or Dark Souls. Being unfair though, that's what makes you switch off the console. I love what Alex Kidd reminds me of. The theme tune alone unlocks a whole bunch of core memories for me. Memories like the Christmas where I got my first ever Master System, which didn't actually have Alex Kidd built in, but never mind. Memories of TV shows like Games Master or Bad Influence, and definitely not Gamesville. Alex Kidd The Miracle World fills me with the sense of sheer wonder that games used to give me when I was a child. Just don't make me play it. As a wee aside, you know how I said that I first played this game at a cousin's house? Well, I had one of those cousins over last Christmas there. So I sat him down, I put the remaster on, I put the graphics and the sound to original. He had no memory of it whatsoever. None.